Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1901, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. What unit is equal to 1 million cycles per second? Megahertz. In the Bible, which city's walls fell after Joshua and the Israelites marched around it? Jericho. When Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay reached the summit of Mount Everest in 1953, which flag did they plant last? United Nations flag. In which mountain range is Kicking Horse Pass located? Answer: the Canadian Rockies, part of the Rocky Mountains. Which actor, known for his role in The Good Place, also played Sam Malone on the sitcom Cheers? Ted Danson. Which word names both a clothing brand and the sport played in periods called chukkers? Polo. What is the nationality of Martin Kaymer, the golfer who won the 2010 PGA Championship? German. Which tennis player was stabbed by a fan of Steffi Graf while playing in Hamburg in 1993? Monica Seles. What is the name of the four-sided spinning top, marked with a Hebrew letter on each side, traditionally used in a game during Hanukkah? Answer: dreidel, also spelled dreidel. Which fish, significant to New England's fishing industry, is the official state fish of Massachusetts? Atlantic cod. In what year did synchronized swimming make its debut at the Olympic Games? 1984. Which influential hip-hop figure is best known for his work as a music producer and for founding Aftermath Entertainment? Dr. Dre. In which city is Piazza Navona located, the famous square known for its fountains and Baroque architecture? Rome. Who played Becky Sharp in the 2004 film Vanity Fair? Reese Witherspoon. What Olympic aquatic sport features teams performing elaborate routines in the water synchronized to music? Answer: artistic swimming, formerly known as synchronized swimming. What is the name of the hall where the Salvation Army holds its meetings? Citadel. Which hard-boiled detective was famously portrayed by Humphrey Bogart in the classic film adaptation of Raymond Chandler's novel? Philip Marlowe. In the TV series Nash Bridges, which classic car model does Nash Bridges famously drive? Plymouth Barracuda. Which vegetable, often called sparrowgrass in England, has long green stalks and is a popular spring delicacy? Asparagus. What is the name of the long cylindrical pillow often used for support and decoration on a bed? Bolster. What is the positive integer that, when multiplied by itself, equals 64? 8. Which English monarch, famous for having 6 wives, is traditionally associated with the song Greensleeves? Henry VIII. Which letter of the Greek alphabet corresponds to the English letter K? Kappa. Which Shakespeare play features a shipwreck, magic, and themes of forgiveness and reconciliation? The Tempest. In Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, at which inn did the pilgrims meet to begin their journey? The Tabard Inn. Which author, awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1970, is best known for works that criticize totalitarianism and depict the human spirit under oppression? Alexander Solzhenitsyn. What is the clinical term for the fear of becoming ill or developing a disease? Nosophobia. Which tiny parasite is referenced in the saying, "Lie down with dogs, get up with fleas"? Flea. Parka, Harrington, Crombie, and anorak are all types of what? Coats or jackets. Which novel by Charles Webb was adapted into the 1967 film directed by Mike Nichols? The Graduate. Which sport central to Brazilian culture produced legendary players like Pelé and Neymar? Football, soccer. Which arithmetic operation determines how many times one number is contained in another? Answer division. Which major international sporting event was held for the first time in Chamonix, France in 1924? The Winter Olympics. Which prolific horror author wrote the novel Salem's Lot, set in the fictional town of Jerusalem's Lot? And Stephen King. What polygon has 8 equal sides? A regular octagon. Who directed the 2009 World War II film Inglourious Basterds? Quentin Tarantino. Which James Bond film featured the theme song performed by Duran Duran? A View to a Kill. Which popular toy, known for its up and down motion, was historically used as a hunting weapon in the Philippines? Yo-yo. Which English explorer and writer, known for attempting to establish colonies in North America, was imprisoned in the Tower of London after being accused of conspiring against King James I? Sir Walter Raleigh. Which large seabird, historically associated with sailors and said to bring bad luck if killed, is known for its immense wingspan and long-distance flight? Albatross. Which species, often confused with the bonobo, is larger and is one of humans' closest genetic relatives? Chimpanzee. Which monarch ruled England from 1272 to 1307? Edward I. Which animal is represented in the iconic Playboy logo? Rabbit. Which city, home to a major port on Lake Superior, is the westernmost port city on the Great Lakes? Duluth. Which city in Spain hosted the 1992 Summer Olympics? Barcelona. Which people are believed to have been the first to bring metal artifacts and possibly introduce woven fabric to the British Isles? Beaker people. Which actor, best known for playing Norman Bates in the film Psycho, famously wore laceless shoes and considered undone shoelaces unlucky? Anthony Perkins. Which U.S. state is home to Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve, famous for its glaciers and diverse wildlife? Alaska. Which classic holiday song begins with the lyric, "Oh, the weather outside is frightful," and celebrates staying cozy indoors? Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. What term refers to the French Protestants who were targeted in the 1572 St. Bartholomew's Day massacre? Huguenots.